write a quick comment. I haven't been live in a hot minute. So happy to be back, ladies. It's been a little bit. So just gonna write a comment here. Oh, how do I do this? Okay. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the difference between girlfriend energy and wife energy, okay? Because I feel like a lot of women struggle with their energy and the way that they convey what they want in the dating world. And that's because you have to be intentional with your behavior, but that's first by being intentional with your belief, like what you want, how you see yourself, right? A lot of us, we just go about dating casually, right? Not overthinking it, or overthinking it, but in the wrong way. So I'm going to be elaborating the things that I did while I was dating, then courting, that led me to marriage, okay? That led to me getting a ring on my finger. All right, ladies. So I'm just trying to pin a comment. I haven't done a live in a minute. Bear with me, bear with me. Let's see. Why am I struggling like this? I don't even know I'm struggling so hard to do this. Let's see, ladies. All right. Okay. I think I got it. I got it figured out. Period. And then it's also going to be a Q&A. So if you have any questions, then you can ask some questions, just because I know that it's not easy. Okay? It's not easy dating. It's not easy doing all this. So I'm going to pin this right here. Pin message. Okay, I think that we are good. Okay, we are thriving. I love this. All right, so as I said, my name is Valda. I'm a 21-year-old stay-at-home wifey whose goal is to honestly help you become the best version of yourself in your womanhood journey, and also date with purpose, okay? Because listen, a lot of us think that we know what we're doing, but we're not knowing what we're doing, and we are reaping the results in the men that we're attracting, in the treatment that we're attracting. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about princess treatment. I'm going to talk about how to be that girl. Okay, you want to be an it girl? Comment down below a ring if you're trying to be an it girl, okay? Because listen, I got one on my finger. It's about time you get yours, okay? So the first thing is, if you want to stop giving girlfriend energy, you have to start sitting on your princess seat. A lot of people will tell you, oh no, you high maintenance. Oh no, you're doing the most. You're expecting the most out of a man. No, you're not. No, you're not. You can give birth. Okay, and if you're infertile now, God can make a miracle. Okay, there are so many things that you innately have as a woman, like these innate talents as a woman, that should not make you settle in dating, that should not make you settle anywhere. Okay, so you have to sit on your princess seat. What does that look like? Well, that looks like knowing your worth, having clear standards, because you know the treatment that you deserve to receive. Okay, if you agree with what I'm saying right now, comment down below, that's right. That's right. Okay, because listen, we have to remember who we are. This is not no female red pill community. No, I'm really just keeping it a buck. Okay, I'm keeping it a buck. Some might like it, some might not. I don't really care. Okay, I'm just trying to remind you, ladies, of your worth, because too many of us be jumping in the bed, no sleep country. Okay, you're jumping in the bed, you got no commitment. This man has not committed to you. He has just told you lies, and you're believing in those lies. So to go back to the princess seat, the princess seat is restful. The princess seat is a place where you are pampered, okay? Where you are treated with respect. You're treated with dignity, okay? That's what the princess seat is. And I don't know if y'all have ever thought of this, but a princess never builds the castle. The castle is already built before the princess enters the castle. Okay? If you can hear me, write in the comments yes, just so that I know that, you know, my point, my messages are coming across clearly to you, okay? So, based on that, hi, welcome in, welcome in. We're talking about girlfriend and wife energy. That's what we're talking about over here. I'm so happy that you are here, Kaden. So, a princess never builds a castle. The castle is built even before the princess enters the castle, right? So you have to be expecting of that from a man. Now, it doesn't mean that a man has to have his own place, has to have everything figured out. He has to have a car, he has to have a 401k, he has to have 100k in his account so that you know that you are set. No, that's the thing. The world will tell you it's based on material goods that you can determine whether this man is husband material, right? Or is a good provider, but you have to be looking at the character. Okay, so you can't be dumb. Okay, you can't be dumb. You have to start looking, listen, I'm trying to be grafted in the castle. And I want to make sure that I'm taken care of in the castle. I'm not just getting oppressed in the castle, right? So let me look at this man's character instead of his bank account. Now, his bank account does matter. Okay, if you want to be wife material, you have to know that character comes before material because character can make material, can multiply, okay, material. That's the thing. Character creates. If a man has material, but he doesn't know how to manage his material, he got money, he doesn't know how to manage his money, like, you are a fool to go and graft yourself into his castle. His castle, his empire is gonna fall. It's gonna fall. Okay? I liked the stream for you and I'll subscribe. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So yeah, you have to be smart, okay? If you are going to move in wife material, you have to stop looking and judging according to the appearance and judge righteous judgment, as it says in John 7, verse 24, if I'm not mistaken. You have to start looking at a man's character. So listen, this is how I got married at the age of 20. This is how I got married early to a man where right now he's working and I'm here chilling at home and literally just relaxing. I'm relaxing. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I did to position myself in wife energy, okay, and leave that girlfriend or on the side thing, okay? Because like we don't want that. It's going to give off desperate. It's going to give off insecurity. So if you want to start, y'all, I don't even know why my nose be leaking like that. But anyways, if you want to start giving wife energy, you have to stop being insecure. You have to find your worth. So first you have to operate out of a place of wholeness. Okay, when you are dating, I created this ebook. I'm going to publish it again, but it's called the 10 Golden Rules to Dating Like a Princess. When you are dating as a woman, you have to know, first of all, what you bring to the table. It's pretty much the table, but what does that table look like? Okay, and you have to know, wait, how can I communicate that to a man without giving desperation, without giving insecurity? And that's by not being insecure in the first place. That's by not being desperate in the first place. You have to come from a place of security as a woman. And that's by sitting on your princess seat, okay? My name is Valda. I'm a 21-year-old stay-at-home wife for the ones who are new in this chat. And I'm really here to open your eyes. Hi, love. Welcome in. Welcome in. So I'm trying to help you date like a princess because you are a princess, but I think you've just forgotten. For the ladies who have. Now, there's some ladies who know they're princesses and they're moving accordingly. If you are doing that, then your husband is on his way. Okay, just remain seated. But to go back to the castle analogy, yeah, a princess never builds her castle. She waits for her king to build it and then she's going to be grafted in. A castle that is standing, that is thriving, is not determined on a man's material, on a man's money, income, but it's determined by a man's behavior and character. Okay, when you are evaluating whether this man can take care of you for a lifetime, because I don't know about you guys, but I follow the Bible. And in the Bible, it's very clear that there are procedures to a man marrying a woman. He has to prove to the father in the family of the woman, that he's going to take care of the woman. And essentially, he has to pay a dowry. He has to make sure that she's good, you know, and after that, he will take care of her for a lifetime. And yeah, the dowry is a symbol, you know, of like him being able to take care of her and all that. But there's many things that are evaluated, okay, in that. And when I was dating, when I was courting, I had that in mind. I'm like, okay, is this man going to be able to take care of me for a lifetime? Right? So you have to, yeah, evaluate the castle, but from not a vain place, from a place where it's like, listen, what's up with his character? So let's get into the character of the man. If you want to find a high value man, you have to be a high value woman. We know that. If you want to step out of girlfriend energy and into wife material energy, then you have to stop being insecure. You have to stop being vain. You have to stop judging a book by its cover. We know all that. So me, the qualities that I was looking for in my husband, okay, and now I'm married, is I was looking for a man who has integrity, a man who I can rely on. Let's say I'm stranded. Okay, I don't know, maybe I went out with a friend and things just went left. Okay, maybe that was not a good friend to begin with. I went out with a friend and things went left, and I'm gonna go and call this man. Okay, I'm gonna call this man and I'm gonna be like, listen, I don't know what happened or this happened, and can you get me a lift? I need to get back home. Don't even tell him that you need a lift. Don't even tell him you need an Uber. Just say, I don't know what to do. I'm stranded in the middle of nowhere and I need a ride back home. Let him figure out the solution. Let him be the hero to your story. You have to test his reliability. You have to see if you can really depend on this man. That's how you're going to determine whether he is husband material. A lot of y'all are dealing with men who are not husband material. They will leave you stranded. They will be like, oh, I don't know, figure it out. Oh, I don't know, call your mom. Oh, I don't know, call your dad. What do you mean? What do you mean? And listen, if that's what he's gonna say, and he's been acting like this, then you should question whether you should still be talking to this man or dealing with this man. Because listen, why are you even talking to somebody like that? A man should add to your life, for real. Like, that's the thing. I appreciate that, proper advice. I appreciate that. Men should add to your life. You know what I mean? He might not have everything figured out, but listen, he got that character. If he got that character in him, then he's going to build an empire for you eventually. Now, if y'all are dating past the age of 25, I have to tell you, like, he better have his stuff together, you know, like a whip or his own place, you know what I mean? Like, or a stable job or whatever, you know what I mean? But if he is under the age of 25, okay, we're going to give him a little bit of grace. We're going to give him a little bit of grace, okay? So that's the advice that I'm going to be giving for now. Let's move on to my next point. And y'all, I don't even know why my nose be leaking like that. I think when I talk, what I notice on me coming out. I think that's that healing though. I think it's that healing. So drop a like if you are liking the advice so far. We're going to jump into our next point on how to go from girlfriend energy to wife energy. All right. So the second point here is you have to stop being a project manager. A lot of y'all are very passionate about this contractor work. You guys are very used to fixer-uppers when that is not your job. Okay, you are not supposed to build a man a castle. It's the man that builds you the castle. So you got to remember that you're not Barbara the Builder. You're not a contractor. Okay, a lot of y'all, you really liked Bob the Builder as a kid. And I already know that. I already know that because the way you're acting with this man, you're behaving as if you're this man's project manager. Okay, he has not put any investment in you. And that's another thing. Whoa, this is a good side note. Okay, like this video, like this live stream, if you agree with this. Let's get to it. What we have to remember is a man stays where his investments is. So if a man is investing in you, okay, he's buying you things, he's pouring into you with his time, okay, he's showering you emotionally, okay, he's dealing with you emotionally too. You know what I mean? When you are being her and you're just like, I don't know what's going on. I just feel like lately things have been so tough. He's like, oh, how could I help you? Do you want me to book you a massage? Do you want me, you know, to take you out maybe Friday, you know, so we can have a good time to get your mind off of things? Okay, where his investment lies, that's where he will stay. A man will think twice before ever doing you wrong if he has invested in you. He will think twice before he has invested in you. Okay, like you have to clock it You have to be like, whoa, I've been dealing with this man 6 years and he has not invested in me a penny, or he invested maybe a little $15. Are you gas, my queen? Are you gas? Like, no, you're not gas, okay? Like, you're not a little Dollarama shopping spree. Like, you're not the dollar store, okay? Like, if based on how much a man invests in you, what type of store would you be? Ask yourself that question. What type of store would you be based on how much this man invested in you? Okay, you get back to me. So let's keep going here. Listen, your access is a privilege. It's not a right, okay? So you shouldn't be giving wife benefits to a man who has not invested in you, who has not committed to you, who has not put a ring on your finger, okay, who has not signed his name on a marriage license. You should not be giving that type of privilege, that type of access to a man who has not done these things, okay? You have to stop playing house. A lot of you ladies are in love with Barbie in a Dream House. Since that Barbie movie came out, y'all are like, oh my goodness, you know I need to get in that kitchen. You know I need to get on that wifey benefits. No, access is a privilege. It's not a right. Okay, so in order for you to get that through your mind, you have to stop pitying men. You can have sympathy for a man. You can have compassion for a man, but I say this with conviction. When you are dating, when you are courting a man who is not yours, who does not belong to you, listen, you do not give him princess treatment. You do not give him princess treatment. Okay? No, we're not doing that. You're not cooking for him. You're not cleaning for him. Okay? You're not doing no emotional labor. Okay? If you are dating a man, he should not be putting you through the ringer. You should not look exhausted. As soon as this man makes you look exhausted, you don't recognize yourself, you are avoiding every mirror in your room, every mirror in your house, then you know he's not doing a good job and you have to leave, okay? Dating is trial, okay? And do not be hesitant to let a man go. Tony Gaskin once said, in order to keep a man, you have to be willing to lose him. Are you willing to lose him? The reason why you got no ring on your finger is because you are not willing to lose him. I'm talking as a 21-year-old stay-at-home wifey. Okay, I went through it. The good and the bad. I know what's up in the dating world. What I'm telling you is stay put on your princess seat. If a man does not want to cater to you, okay, and see your worth, don't try to convince him to. You have to move on, okay? Because some of y'all be 12 years in a situationship, a girlfriend and boyfriend relationship. For me, that's the same. Okay? And this man has not shown lifetime commitment. He has not given no diary. He has not spoken to your dad, okay? And if he has spoken to your dad's not even taking him seriously. The reason why your dad is all like, oh, my daughter, is because he doesn't see that man as your husband because he hasn't wifed you. Stay put on your princess seat, queen. Okay, if you agree with that, give it a like. Give this live stream a like because, listen, I'm really dropping some gems. And I'm about to drop another one. Okay, so no more Barbie in a dream house activity. Truly know what it is to be a wife and what it is to be a girlfriend. And I know a lot of y'all be giving girlfriend energy because you don't know better. Okay, but I'm teaching you better right now. Listen, instead of the loud arguments, the loud nagging, start moving in silent exit. Listen, start exiting silently. Start really finding your true power, which lies in where you are peaceful, where you are restful, where you're not doing the most. Okay, you have to understand your worth. You have to remain on your princess seat. I always tell ladies, do not play musical chairs with a man. If you play musical chairs with a man, as soon as he sees your princess seat open, he will sit on it. He will never get up again. Because the feminine role is nice, is restful, but it was meant for you, baby girl. So you have to remember that. You have to remember that. High value women do not nag. We know this. Women that are walking in wife energy do not nag. It's girlfriend energy that nags. Okay, you can be clear about your boundaries. You can vocalize what you don't want, what you want. But even that, like, I would not recommend it. And I say this because, give me 1 second, y'all. Oh, what did I do here? Okay. But even that, I do not recommend, because men study you in dating and courting. They study you. So if you tell a man, oh, you know, I'm looking for a man who is a provider, a man who takes care of me, a man who opens the door, a man who and you never stop, then men, they morph, okay? He's gonna put himself in that mold. He's gonna do everything to give you that impression that he is the perfect man of your dreams. He is your Prince Charming, okay? And then you are going to get confused, because you're like, what? Wasn't he just treating me like a princess, and now he's treating me like the dust of the earth, right? Like, you have to really clock it and be very intentional and selective with what comes out of your mouth and what you tell a man. Men are sneaky. And that's why I tell y'all ladies, do not pity a man, because men be knowing. When you say those little comments, they be knowing. Okay, they're like, oh, that's what she wants? Okay, I'm gonna start opening up her door, you know? And she's gonna think that I'm the man that she's looking for. I'm gonna check off everything on that list of the perfect man that she's looking for, okay, in the first 3 months. So then I'm gonna love bomb her. And then when I switch up, then she's going to be all confused, and she's really gonna believe in the man that she was first seeing, and she's gonna become Barbara the Builder. She's gonna start building me up. She's gonna start investing in me. I'm gonna be her new stocks market. No. So to go back, wife energy communicates standards once or twice. Don't do the most. Women clock it. Men clock it. Okay? Don't think that, oh, he's dumb, he's clueless, poor him. No. You mentioned it once or twice, that is enough. He doesn't want to move accordingly, move on. Okay? He never belonged to you. That was not a loss, because he was never yours to begin with. If he ignores, okay. Listen, if a man wants to pull silent treatment and all that, then he lacks maturity. And you can check that once, but don't check it twice. Not in dating. Okay, silent treatment is for insecure and feminine man, because he's trying to pull your energy closer to him. Okay, he's trying to show you that he's the prize. He's the one that needs to be chased. He's the one that's going to be pursued. No. Okay, if a man's going to do that to you, silent treatment, he does it once, you clock it, and he needs to apologize. He has to be like, yeah, I'm sorry I did that to you. That was not okay. Move on. If he wants to do it a second time, a third time, a chica, you better leave, girl. That was not a loss, because he was never yours to begin with, okay? So to go back to some other points that I want to talk about, it's important that you have priorities. You have a life for yourself when you are dating and courting. If you're always on the phone, checking his location, always on the phone, wondering why he hasn't responded to your message, it's probably because you don't have enough going on in your life. You need to have enough going on in your life when you are dating, or you're going to become obsessive, because women, we're like that. We become obsessive real quick. Okay? So have a life of your own. Go to the gym. If you have school, if you have work, have these things going on for yourself. I'm telling you, it's going to be much easier to date that way, and healthier too. And you're going to also spot the red flags. And it's going to be very easy to see everything as a red flag when you're bored. Okay? The thing too is you have to have that wife energy about yourself. So what I personally noticed is there are times where I was on that phone, where I was obsessive, where I was desperate, because I was not pouring enough into myself. This is what I'm going to say. The more that you pour into yourself, the more that you set the example for this man to do the same. Do not expect for a man to give you princess treatment if you don't look like princess treatment. You don't look like somebody who's investing in themselves. When you go out and see this man, do you go out in slides, in a hoodie, in sweatpants? Okay, in those little Hello Kitty fuzzy pajamas, or do you go out, without that bonnet of yours? Okay, you go out with a nice fit. You go out in your heels. Like, I remember I used to hit that corner store in my heels. Now, there were times I was lacking. I was in my slides. But make sure that you are coming out of the house with what I say is at least an outfit that is a 7.5 score. Okay? And some of y'all might be like, that's unrealistic. No, it's not. And I'm going to tell you something. Even when I used to go out to my grandpa's car, because he used to pick me up so I could spend some time with my grandma. When I used to pull up in pajamas, or even when I used to live with them and I used to pull up in pajamas and go in the car, he used to be like, why are you wearing pajamas? Like, that's supposed to be inside of the house. And this man is quiet. This man is quiet. My grandpa's quiet man. And he was like, and you might say, oh, he's just traditional minded. No. No, it's because, there's a lot of insight there. He's a man, and people will judge you according to your appearance, and especially men. They will measure how much they should pour in you based on how much you pour in yourself. So you have to be your first and biggest fan. Okay? You have to pour in yourself. Listen, me, when I be staying at home as a stay-at-home wife, I be doing my makeup over here. Okay? I realized, well, I was slacking. And I'd be doing my makeup in my own house, cooking that food, cleaning them dishes with my makeup on. Because listen, there's no way I'm gonna wait till going outside to start doing my makeup. I realized, wait, who was I trying to please out there? The trees? People that are not even paying my bills? No, I got a whole man that is paying my bills coming home. I better be dressed, and you should too. If you are out there and single, if your girlfriend, boyfriend, you're single. You're single. Don't be telling me, oh, I got a man, and you're telling me you've been in a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship for 5 years. Actually, the higher you go in years in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, the more I know that this ain't your man. If it's 1 year, big girlfriend-boyfriend, I'm gonna tell you, leave him to be, okay? I'm gonna share a little bit. When I was 17, I broke up with my now husband because I was in a girlfriend and boyfriend relationship. I told him that, listen, I see myself as wifey. I thought as disrespectful that he was keeping me in that girlfriend-boyfriend relationship, but even more disrespectful that I was keeping myself in there. So it's time to take accountability. I left him, and after that, he ended up still taking me out and stuff like that, but I was not exclusive with the man until I was fiance. Then I'm exclusive with you. I stopped talking to people, I stopped keeping my eyes open. When you are fiance, you are officially exclusive with the man. Don't be exclusive with no man if you're girlfriend, boyfriend, No, that's not serious. And men know that. Men know that. It's not serious, okay? Like, men will keep shutting you up about marriage, about commitment, by keeping up with Valentine's Day, by keeping up with your birthday and all that. Like, that's not cute. You say that you love me. You say that you're the only woman that you see. You say that, I mean the world to you, but you won't commit to me? You won't commit to me? Like, you have to ask yourself and ask him the right questions, but mostly yourself. Like, you don't have to be asking him too much, to be honest. So to go back to some of the points here, if you want to start moving in wife energy, you have to start taking your standards really seriously by first knowing what you want. Like, it's not every woman that wants to be a stay-at-home wife. I want to be a stay-at-home wife. So I was like, okay, what standards, what boundaries came with that? You know what I mean? Like, one of them is standards. I don't want this man to expect me to work. And if I don't want him to expect me to work, he should not be expecting me to pay for things, especially dates, where you don't want to do 50-50 with a man during dating and courting, because this is trial. This is the time where you want to see whether he is a good provider or not. Okay, so it's not the time to do 50-50 with a man. No. If you're going to do 50-50, then it's going to be when you're married, and after all things belong to you guys, right? So it's not like, oh, this is my money, this is your money. No. So that's the only time you can do 50-50, because it's both of you guys' money. Do not be doing no 50-50 in dating. You're setting yourself up for failure, honestly. So to go back to girlfriend energy is insecure, is desperate. Girlfriend energy refuses to to believe that this man might just be in it for the benefits rather than, you know, the feelings, the attachment and all that. Men get very actually attached to the benefits that you provide for him in dating and courting. So you better be mindful of that. Okay, you better be mindful. Another thing too that I want to speak about is like your feminine power. Femininity thrives in security. So the less that this man makes you feel secure, the more masculine you become. Okay, if you want to be extremely feminine, you have to be pouring into yourself, and you don't give access to a man who is not pouring in you. Okay, if he's not getting the memo based on how you look, based on how you dress, based on how you talk, based on how you think that you're not high value, okay, and you should be treated like a high value woman, then you just gotta let him go. You just gotta let him go. He has to figure it out on his own, okay? Men are very skilled to deceive women, especially feminine men. So you have to keep your eyes open. And in order to have that discernment, you have to stay away from lust, stay away from fornication, stay away from the bed. Because the further that you are from the bed, the closer you are to your head, okay? And then you can actually think properly. You have to establish the masculine and feminine dynamic early. And that's by claiming your princess seat, which I've been talking about this since the very beginning. Do not let this man step into your feminine energy. And, you know, I'm not trying to sound cliche and anything, like really listen to what I'm saying. There are only two energies in a relationship, and that's why we see also like lesbian couples, one being dominant and the other one being submissive, because that's the natural energies that are supposed to be in romantic relationships. If you don't claim your princess seat, you don't start acting like a woman, this man will start acting like a woman. Okay, because men are complacent and men will just take the easy way out. Men take shortcuts, unlike many women. Some women take shortcuts, but I tend to see more women with integrity nowadays. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So you have to really set the tone early on based on how you talk to this man, how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself. And you might ask, oh, what do you mean how you talk to yourself? Well, in front of this man, are you like, oh my goodness, I'm so ugly. Oh my goodness, I'm so incapable. Or my goodness, like, I can't believe, I don't think I deserve love. I don't feel like I'm loved. I've made those mistakes. I haven't made them again, and that's what got me a ring on my finger, okay? So you have to stop being like, no. When you're married and stuff, it's different. Marriage is a whole nother ball game, okay? Like, it's really, you bond through vulnerability and transparency. And I'm not saying you can't be transparent or vulnerable in dating, but you have to move different in dating. You have to have more discernment, because you are looking for a husband. You are looking for somebody you can commit to for life. Okay, so you're not going to be acting the same. You're not going to be acting like you are committed to that person for life already. You're not. Okay, so that person doesn't belong to you, and they know that. Men know that. Men are very independent. They're very individualistic, okay? Even the ones where they cuddle with you for hours in bed, bruh. Like, don't be out here just trusting men like that, especially men that is not your husband. I'm telling you, when I'm giving this advice, is for dating and courting only, okay? Because marriage is a whole nother ball game. You have to set high standards for yourself first. Before you even go and set high standards for this man, tell this man, oh, I want this, I want that. What do you want? Listen, I got my vision board up here. I'm not playing about what I want even in marriage. Okay, what do you want? Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife? I don't see myself working 2 years from now. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you have to make those things clear, those little comments, so that in his head, he's like, okay, she's the type of woman that I would need to provide for. And then see if there's a power dynamic, okay? In the sense of, this man is starting to use money against you, use power against you, because those are the things that you have to clock if you're trying to get married. If you want to move like a wife, then you have to have that wife mentality. You know what I mean? Like, not that trad wife, because there's also nice trad wives now. Some people might call me a trad wife because of the way I think. But what I'm talking about is, you have to have that mentality where it's like, wait, why is he making those comments? You know, now that I have expressed to him that I don't want to be working for the rest of my life. Why is he saying, oh, you know, if you don't do the dishes, then I'm not going to be paying the bills, or, oh, like, I don't understand men that do this, no. Like, if you clock those comments and be like, times 10, that's what you have to do. In order to know if this is the right man for you, clock those flaws, clock those negative comments, and do times 10. Can you deal with that? Can you tolerate that? Because courting and dating is about testing the spirit, and then marriage is about enduring the spirit, tolerating the spirit, tolerating the character, tolerating the flaws. Okay, and that's the thing though, you're testing the flaws and then you walk away when you can't do it. Okay, when he's trying to put that girlfriend box, he's trying to put you in that situation box, you walk away so that he can work on himself, where he can be like, oh my goodness, I cannot leave this girl alone. She's literally a Barbie. She's literally a Barbie. I guess I have to become a Ken. I guess I have to step up for her. Okay, so those are the things that you have to really be clocking. Okay, his comments, all that, and you do times 10, and then you walk away. If you can't do it, you walk away. Do not be afraid to walk away. That should be like an instinct. Now, don't be avoidant. That's what I'm talking about. Like, don't be avoidant, but just know when you can't do this, you know. Men grow in distance. That's what women have to understand. They don't grow in proximity. Women, we get super grateful and then we cry and everything, but men are not the same as us. So it's important to retreat, okay? If you see things that you don't like, he's being controlling, he's putting you down, okay? He's nagging you, he's criticizing you, okay? And you are just starting to feel oppressed. You are starting to feel like you're not yourself, like you are not the feminine flower that's being pampered, but that's being like destroyed and damaged. What you have to do as the beautiful petal that you are, fragile, is you have to walk away. I walked away from my husband. Not in marriage, but in dating, I walked away. I walked away. I was like, no, like, you want to make me a girlfriend for how many years? Already year one, I was like, fam, I can't do this. I can't do this. And then it was like on and off, on and off. And after it was off, I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I kept telling him, I'm like, you're actually disrespecting me. But I was disrespecting myself more than he was disrespecting me by staying in a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. I already know when a woman tells me, oh, I got a man, and I was like, oh, really? You're married? And she's like, no, I've been with my man 8 years. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. So you're the man. You've been with your woman 8 years. You're the man. And listen, when I talk like this, it's because I talked to myself like this first. I was like, oh, Valda, so you are ready to be a man for 12 years. An unmarried man. Okay, that's in the bed, no sleep country. You're not even looking at mattresses and you're in the bed. Okay? No. You got a bed buddy for 8 years. But you have no covenant with that person. Give this a like if you agree, and subscribe to learn more about what it is to be a wife, energy, material woman, high value. Okay, I got married at the age of 20. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm happily married. My man's at work right now. I'm chilling here doing a live stream. Okay, period. So another thing too is, if you are dating right now, you are talking to a man, you're in a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship, or you are dating, basically the same thing, honestly. Like, this is not no real commitment. That's honestly a fallacy. Period. Thank you. I appreciate you. So what you have to do is you have to respond with composure. Don't send that text if you are not composed. Okay, that's what I have to say. Because you need to be composed in order to be in your right mind and send a accurate message. Okay, if you want to convey the right message to this man, you have to be in your restful state. You have to have your head on your shoulders. So if you're emotional, you're crying, you're angry, you're resentful, do not send that text. Okay, do not call him, do not reach out, do not respond. Okay, retreat and make sure that you're in a better place before sending that text, because you might make more damage than you think you're making. All right. So emotional regulation, stability. Yeah, so you have to seek emotional stability, and don't seek it in a man. Honestly, I've made that mistakes before. You don't want to seek it in a man. You don't want to seek it in a man. You try to make sure that you're good. Okay, you have that relationship with God. You crashing out alone. You're not crashing out on this man. Okay, I've done those mistakes, so don't worry about it. But we're not going to repeat our mistakes, right? Okay. Now the power of self-control. It's really important as a woman that you are less reactional. Does not mean that you're nonchalant, but it's just that when you hear something that you don't like, that you just don't give an automatic reaction. You really think about that thing and you try to see where is that coming from, and then boom, you can give a reaction and all that. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. Honestly, I'll be going live more, and I appreciate you, and subscribe if you enjoyed all of this advice.